happened? What happened? It disappeared. This is kind of strange. So the music stops and it comes back. Yeah.
Just
Okay, we're ready to get started. Okay, I can see one thing we need to do here. So we need to update the graphics for trolls.im because that looks horrible. So I just shared this. And as you can see, the OG graphics actually doesn't look all that great. So I think that will be one of the things we're going to address. But let's see, let's get into this. So welcome to this live stream. I am going to start a new live stream about getting to $1 million using vibe coding and basically building a company. And so I'm going to cover all of the different aspects. I think at this stage, it's super easy to vibe code an app. And we know all the details that will make it really, really reliable. We know all of the methods on how we can actually do these things. If you don't know these things, tune in. I will have some things where I cover the different techniques, but this introductory stream is just going to be about what we are going to cover in the streams that are coming. And we're going to do a little bit of coding today, but not too much. Mostly we will be focused on setting up all of the media around this, so all of the things that we need to get this whole platform up running. And so, as you might have seen, we have a live page now where you can go to trolls.im/live, which will show you the next live sessions. It will show you the session that's currently running, and you can keep track of what's coming here. And so we're having an upcoming event, which will be a webinar on how to do on how to do some prompting. And so the prompting techniques that I'm planning on covering in this webinar is techniques like red team, blue team techniques, and the 5 council techniques, which I think are really powerful techniques that are used way too little by engineers. And if this is the kind of stuff that interests you, you should go, right, so let's see here. So this is the webinar that I'm talking about. It's coming the 31st of July. And so if this interests you, you should go to A's Coding with AI and sign up, get your, or save your seat for this event. And in that event, we're going to cover the different techniques that we can use, like red team, blue team technique. We're going to cover the 5 council technique. And this will be the main thing of that webinar. And then we'll have some follow-up webinars where we are covering different details. If any of this is of interest to you, or you have some specific things that you would like covered, let me know in the chat or join our community, which if you look in the video description, you'll find a Discord link. And you can let me know in there what you really think is interesting. Today, though, I think it's appropriate to start out with some of the motivations behind this. So I've seen a few people do this vibing onto 1 million, and I think that's a great concept. I'm going to take a slightly different approach to this because I'm a very firm believer in small bets. And so you'll see that I'm part of the ship or die community where the idea is to ship every 30 days something. And this month, I'm working on building out the Fast Coach app. If you haven't seen that one before, it basically looks like this. So, and this is the product that I'm working on. So basically what it does is it allows you to take a YouTube channel and turn that person into a coach. And I'm going to take this product and I'm going to turn that into a SaaS because I think that the positioning of this whole thing is wrong, but I think that the technology is solid. And this is one of the things we'll be covering over the next few days. We'll be doing some vibe coding on how to do all of these things. And you'll get to see live how I'm doing these things, which, yeah, I hope you'll find valuable, because the whole idea here is just to share my journey on how I do coding with AI. And so basically at this point, I don't really look at code anymore. I've built out a system where the AI is constantly checking itself. This means that it's quite slow, but I put it off to do a single task. And then once it's working on that task, what happens is it just keeps on working and working and working until it's done. And a lot of times this works really well. So this means that with this approach, you could basically one-shot a lot of things, or at least close to one-shot. Right. Getting back to the live stream itself. So what I'm hoping to do over the next 90 days, the next 365 days, is build out a business that goes to $1 million. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to focus a lot of my effort on distribution. I'm going to focus a lot of effort on how to build out these things. So I think a lot of people get stuck at the point of, I've built something, now what? And I've been there a lot of times myself. It's often feels really hard to get out and get in front of people and try to show them what you have built. Now, why are we doing this as live streams? Well, I think one of the key things that I actually learned from one of the other YouTubers is AI is basically taking over all the social media, Instagram, YouTube, and all of it. It's all AI generated. And so the one advantage you have as a creator is you can be live, you can be authentic, you can come and talk about the things that you're doing, and AI can't do that yet. AI can't live stream things, and even if it could, it's not sure that it would come over with the same level of authenticity. So I think we all know that the videos that we're looking at often comes over as quite, I don't know, they're very easy to spot when they're AI generated. And really, what we want is we want more of this authentic materials, more of the things where you get something that where you basically feel that it's a real person behind it. And I think live streaming is a great way of doing that. Besides that, it serves as it serves a couple of different purposes as well. So as I'm building out this platform for cloning people, and in particular myself, you need to have a lot of training material. So in order to get that training material, you need to record yourself a lot. And in order to record yourself a lot, well, you need to do the recordings, obviously. So that's why I'm here, recording myself and making sure that I'm getting that video material, the voice material, and all of the things that I actually need to create my digital avatar. And I think at this point, maybe I should just take you through one of the things that I have done. Let me just give me a minute here. I just need to figure out some stuff. Okay, so what you see here is the app that I've developed. I need to re-import the avatar of myself because I've updated the model for how we're retrieving knowledge. And so I need to figure out where I put the latest version of myself. And that will just take me a minute, and then I'll give you a small demonstration of how this stuff works. Okay, so we are now importing the coach. And oh, let's see what happened there. Yeah, so here we have the new version. Let's see. Let's try to make that full screen. So what this does is it searches a knowledge database for knowledge on the specific question and then try to answer in the voice of me. The way it does this is it has a list of videos that I've produced previously. It's then chopped that into pieces and arranged that into a nice system where it can retrieve things. So you see here all of the things actually have sources. and it basically gives you some different videos that are very good as reference for this. So, for instance, it has something about reducing the error. Then it has something about some critical steps around. Let's see, what does it say? Reviewing the code ensures quality and helps you grow. Right, and so it basically says something about how you should be reviewing the code, and let's see, then it can help understand frameworks or APIs faster, which can accelerate your learning, right? And so basically, it has these different videos that it cites from where it actually got its knowledge. Now, one of the things you need to do here is you need to make sure that you create enough knowledge for the AI to actually be covering a large amount of things. And so this is part of why we're doing the live trainings here. We're doing the live going through various bits and pieces, because this will all serve as a corpus of how this AI is going to work. And so let's see if it knows something slightly more specific. Okay, and so you see here that it tells you exactly what the red team, blue team is and how it's meant to work. And then it gives you a reference to the exact place where you can look for these things. Now, here's the whole premise of what I want to do over the next, I think I have 25 days left on Ship or Die. Let's see if I go here, I just press this one, we'll go to... Where did this go? Oh, wait, I want to go back. I want to go to dashboard. Wait, okay, yeah, so I have 22 days left. This is a pivot mission. So I'm going to make Fast Coach into a SaaS that integrates Discord support for target creators. Basically, yeah. So I'm going to pivot this into a SaaS that will allow you to create your coach and then integrate it into Discord. And so you can join the Discord community, because this is where this first prototype is going to live. And as we go along, I'll be talking about how we're going to deal with the distribution problem, how we're going to deal with various bits and pieces. Today, though, I'm going to focus mostly on the setup of this whole thing and make sure that we are getting the foundation right for this. And I think one of the things that I was doing right before this was to work on the layout of the of the whole live stream thing. And see, okay, cool. So if we go here, so what I'm doing right now is one of the things I want to have some CTAs, right? And so we're having basically 3 things we want to promote. Well, we actually have one thing we want to promote. The main thing we want to promote is the compound coders training, because this is the training that we'll be using for shipping things really fast. And so I've asked ChatGPT to create me some CTA things, some CTA overlays here. And it's done so. The first attempt didn't go very well because it was using SVG, so it's really, really bad with SVG compared to, for instance, Claude that does relatively well with SVG. So this is one of the things that I'm going to put on the backlog because I want to solve this problem, and I have a great system for how we're going to solve it. We're not quite ready to solve it yet, but we'll cover that in some of the other live sessions. But first we need to finish this mission for Ship or Die because that's the most important thing. Anyway, so setting this up, right, we are going to have 3 different CTA overlays. So one for compound coders, one for calling me directly. Let's see, it should have more files here. So we just want to review these ones and see. Yeah, book a call. I feel like the contrast is way off on this one. Okay. Right. Another premise of this whole thing is that we're going to do this in a way where we're using AI for everything. So I want to chat my way to $1 million. Basically, the thing is, I don't want to be overwhelmed by dashboards and all sorts of other things I need to use in order to create the business that I'm dreaming of. So really the key here is to make sure that we are only using a chat interface. Eventually, we're going to replace this OpenAI Codex, whatever interface with our own interface. But for now, we're using Codex. I used to use Claude. I'm not really a great fan of Claude any longer. I do think it's the best one for doing SVG graphics, but it's basically the only place where I feel that it's really superior to other models. Well, that, and it has it's slightly better at some HTML tasks. Okay, let's see, how's it doing here? Sometimes I wonder if it reviews its own work, because this, I mean, it looks better, sure, but I mean, this is garbage because it truncates the text.
What are you doing with the things you're knowing? It's not clear and I'm not sure, so I just wanna go. Maybe that's what they want us to fix. Some Titanic ship just waiting to sink. I'm always down for the cause, just waiting to link. Life is precious, gone in a blink. It's gone in a blink. better see your life. Better see your life.
Okay, so this looks much better. At this point, I think we are actually... Oh, wait. Now I can do a bit better on the alignment of the top text. Okay, so... Okay, and then we're going to just save this one. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to open that one. I want to open the folder. How do I do that in this? Okay, so while we are testing that, wait, I have 2 of these apps open. I don't think that's... Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I see. Going to move that one down here, and this is the system we're using for building out. Let's just put this one on me. So it's then we're going to add an overlay. So we're going to add the media here. But before we do that, I need to copy these ones into a place where I can actually find them. We're just going to try it out. Let's place this one. Oh, bloody hell, what happened here? Okay. So let's see. Can I not resize this one to fit? No, I can't. Oh well, let's see. Right, so hey, will you look at that? We have an overlay. That actually, okay, so the alignment actually looks fine. That's really cool. Then the only thing is that we would probably want to center this. I wonder, how do you do this? How do you do this? Nice. Overlay adjust. Oh, I see. The problem is that this is not tightly cropped. So we actually, okay, so this is another feedback thing we need to give the AI. If we go back here. The problem we are having is that when we look at the details here, then this one is, if we press adjust, you'll see it takes up this entire space. And really what we need is we need it to just take up the space that it's supposed to take up. So let's go back here and well, actually, do we need that? I think this looks pretty good, right? We just want it to be centered at the bottom of the screen. So let's do the following. Make sure that centered the bottom of the screen. Well, actually, maybe let's try this out again and see. Maybe this is okay, or maybe we do want it centered. Okay, so while it's thinking of this, we need to make a to-do list of what we actually want to do. Because we have so many things we need to set up. And I honestly am losing a bit track of all of it. So let's see. See, what do we need to do here? Let's do a live stream. Right, so what we want to do is we want to have a YouTube thumbnail generator. That we will definitely need. Then we need to do a social media scheduler. What else will we need? So one important thing here is that all of these things, I mean, you could do this today. There exists plenty of apps for doing this, but what I want is I want to be able to do this directly from within Codex. I don't want to ever have to leave my chat interface. I just want the chat interface to do whatever I need to do. We need trend studies. We need email drafting. We need lead generation. What else do we need to really be successful here? I guess there was one more thing I was thinking of, but I kind of forgot it. Okay, so for some of these, we will need to make it such that we are using whatever's out there for starters, and then eventually we're going to move this into fully autonomous. So the idea is we're going to build out this whole business just around the agent running the business for us, where we can manage everything through the interface, right? And so one of the things I also want is I want to have it such that that live page that I have on trolls.im/live, I want that to be, oh, we need the overlays. That's what we're doing right now. What else do we need? We need it such that I think this is it for now. We can add more later on. So these will be the things that we're working on. And we have actually already done a bit of this. So I already have a system that will go on social media and find posts to interact with. And let's try that out. Well, actually, let's finish the work we're doing here on the CTAs first. To throw that away and then add new ones. Okay, let's see if this is going to work out. Yay. That's really nice. Let's now add number 2. Nice. Okay, so we need to change this slightly, I think. Okay, I love this. So this is super nice. Now we have all the CTAs in place. And so notice all the things I did not have to do here. Unlike how life was a year ago, I did not have to make all of these myself. I can just ask the AI to produce them. This is such a huge thing in making sure that things are working really well and making sure that you actually get to a point where you can move a lot faster than you otherwise would be able to do. Because just building a small things like this, I mean, it would maybe be 20 minutes of work and then another 20 minutes to replicate it for the all free. But in the new world, we've been able to create these ones while doing a live stream and looking at other things. So I am going to ask the AI to just create a MR for this. And then while we're doing that, I'm just checking my laptop because I'm actually building out a extension to compound coders and trolls.im, where, so if you recall what I showed you just before, we have the which shows the live events that are going to come, right? And so I'm going to integrate this into the compound coders event feed. So if you're a compound coders member, you go here, you go to the app, you'll have this feed, but right now the live events are separated from the actual feed. So you just get the blog posts and you get the posted videos, but you don't get the actual live events that are happening. And so I'm going to get these ones in here and make sure that everything is managed through the Compound Coders API. And the neat thing about this is that since I've written all of this from scratch, all of this for managing the content and all of that can be managed through a MCP, which means that I can get it to write blog posts, I can get it to post videos, post podcasts, and all of this, all from the comfort of my chat terminal. Also, I can get it to create full pages from this particular. Right, so I have this thing called lead pages, and inside this one, I can get the MCP, I can use the MCP to actually create the lead pages for building out this whole thing. So if we, for instance, take this ACE with AI coding, which is a live event we're going to have in 14 days, this was completely written by Claude or Codex, one of them, right? And so it uses the MCP server of the Compound Coders backend to create the whole funnel. It creates a setup, it creates the email that's being sent out and all of this. And all on brand. So it's using the brand guide to make sure that everything is looking exactly the way that I want it to look like, which I think is really cool. Okay, cool. So right now I'm moving the fastcoach.ai app off my laptop and making sure that this is getting merged into the develop branch so that we can continue the work on my streaming PC. This makes that you can be part of seeing what's actually happening there. Let's see what happened to this one. I need to log in. Yes, remember me. Yes, I'm a human, at least on a good day. What the fuck? Verification code. Okay, it's been verified. Refresh page. Let's see. Okay, so it has failed the merge pipeline. The AI should be able to fix this itself. Why doesn't it do that? Might be that we're not logged into Lab. Oh wait, this is what the fuck? It has merged something that's Okay, I am not happy with this at all. How the hell did it do this? Why was it possible to merge this? It shouldn't have been possible. Okay, this has basically never happened to me before that it managed to do this. And I actually thought I had put in a guard against merging. What's this do? Okay, we are authenticated, so it should be able to do this. Okay, we're going to ask it to revert this and do things properly because this is obviously a disaster. We don't really want it to be able to merge things without having done the actual work. So let's Okay, so the good news is that I think that the CI rule that we violated is probably the Node.js policy. So throughout the entire repository, I have a policy saying no JavaScript or TypeScript whatsoever unless there is an exception for it. And that has to do with that all of the code that I'm shipping is built in Rust. Frontend is built in Rust, backend is built in Rust. And adding JavaScript is just going to make the whole code base more unstable. So we're going to keep everything in Rust. For that reason, I have this Node.js policy, but obviously there are things where we do want to use JavaScript. So for instance, when we're making a presentation, reveal that JS is a great framework when we are doing cards like we just did. JavaScript is again a great framework. We don't care about the quality. It's a one-off. We're going to throw it away anyway. And it doesn't need the level of production reliability that we want for the rest of the code base. So for that reason, we can easily make the marketing folder exempt from that policy. Okay, so one of the problems that we saw this morning is that the graphics associated with actually promoting things is looking non-great. So if you look here, this is some old AI slop that I generated a long time ago. We need to fix that because it's ugly as hell. And I think we're going to do that right now because that's a easy task for AI to do, or it ought to be anyway. So let's just see. So one of the things that I discovered right now that's kind of irritating is I'm using this Rodecaster setup where I have Rodecaster Video and Rodecaster Duo. I actually should clarify that. And when I'm fading the sound and I'm going to talk, I'm manually changing the faders, and I actually just want a couple of buttons I can push between, and I'm sure that's possible. It should be possible, but the thing is, it has so many buttons that I don't know what they are all doing. So I'm still learning. That's actually not too bad for a first attempt at this. Look at all the details it has here. And I was telling you that it was bad at SVGs. I don't know whether this did this with SVGs or it has created a... It might have created a HTML page to generate this from, but this looks awesome. Oh no, it's generated this directly. Okay. Yeah, this is actually one of the things that I don't like so much. That's when it generates this as raster graphics. I would like this to be a editable SVG or even a HTML page. Use that to... Use that. Okay, and this is really useful. So it's actually explaining here what I need to do. The easiest one is Smart Patch. Okay, I can feel that these are a bit far away. And also, I actually want to attach a secondary camera so I can show my desk setup at some point. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, that one wasn't connected correctly. I cannot edit that right now because I am using okay. I'm using the Rodecaster right now to record, so I can't actually edit the fader, so I'll have to try this once the stream is over. All right, let's check out how it's going with the laptop.
Never talk too much, I keep on giving. Gotta move racks to keep on living. Can feel when the lion fibbing. Straight in your eyes and cold as ice. How many chances, yeah, are you giving? Can see how they're treating women. Doesn't matter how vexed you are, I'm livid. Be in the flow state, can't be rigid. Nothing don't change if you don't merge. Feel so comfortable, there's no urge. Income multiple cage like birds. Better sleep, yeah, but it could be worse. Yeah, it could be worse. Maybe that's what they want us to think. Some Titanic ship just waiting to sink. I'm always down for the cause, just waiting to link. Life is precious, gone in a blink. It's gone in a blink.
Okay, this looks kind of okay. I think one thing that I'm going to check is how much of this is actually SVG and how much of it is just some image that's put in the background. Okay, so from a first view, it seems that it hasn't added any random things to the background. So let's just check that out. There are only two images here, right? So it's the index, and then there is the Okay. Yes. Okay, this all in all looks pretty good. Cool.
Bittersweet world, bittersweet life. Bittersweet life.
Okay, and so once this is done, we are going to get the AI to make the release of this web page as well. And with the updates. So one of the reasons why this is so important to me is because if I get everything running in this chat, you have the remote option that makes it you can do all of this work while you're out shopping. And with the voice interfaces you have, things are making it a lot easier to do very trivial stuff like updating some text, updating various bits and pieces. And you get a lot further, a lot faster. And I think this is one of the benefits we have as indie hackers and solopreneurs. We can build all of these systems in place and make sure that it's working really well. I think early stage founders can do this as well. But for bigger corporations, this is going to be even mid-sized companies with 10 plus employees. It becomes really tedious to start building out these workflows because you already have a lot of luggage on what your workflows look like. And so you need a very particular mindset before you can actually do this. So the idea is we're building this out from day one, so it's easy. Oh my goodness, it's placed the completely wrong place. Did I say top right, Korn? I did say top right, didn't I? I meant top left. Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay, let's see. How can we improve this? Because it's, I mean, the elements are there, but it doesn't look great yet. Cool. Okay. Let's do one change at a time because it seems that it has a bit of trouble doing this in a great way.
missing so long. All that was missing, you.
Okay, this is slightly better, but it's still not great. So we're just going to give it some suggestions on how to actually make this better, because it's clearly not doing the job that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, this also means that most likely I will still need a Claude subscription, because Claude is better at doing SVGs than Codex is. Oh wait, but I'm actually using... Oh, I just realized now that I'm using a not so strong model for this. Let's just try to do this with Sol. Okay, cool. Now the Fastcode SaaS app has been merged from my laptop into my develop branch, which means we are now ready to start moving on. And actually, I have no idea where we are with this app, so we need to work out exactly where we are and then figure out what are the next steps. Okay, so we now have our overlays merged, and we're just having a retrospective that needs to be merged as well. So he's going to put this in a waiting position. Please merge as. Okay, and this already looks a lot better, right? So it got the avatar up in the corner, and it got the logo in the right color. It got the corners in the right color. It's following the brand guidelines. The SVG is looking a lot nicer. It has an image of me. The image could use a bit more brightness. So that's probably something we're going to ask it to review. But we are definitely on track to do something that looks... Oh, I just realized now that nobody can see what I'm talking about. There. Right, so let's move that one. Oh, I can't move that. Really? And now it disappeared again. Let's see, is there any way that I can show this? Yeah, here we go. Okay. So this looks a lot better, right? Because the SVG now, context, make intent visible, verify against intent, human review. Yep. I mean, this is oversimplified compared to what it actually is, but you know, it's a very good start. And I think what we want to do now is we want to make the profile image brighter. Let's see, what else do we want to do with this one? What else do we want to do with this one? So I think we want to make, and we want to remove the border as well. And remove the border. Border and background. From the sunglasses icon. Okay, this looks a lot better, right? Now it comes out with a really nice bright color. So you can see that it's me. It feels nice and clean. Not too many borders, not too many of all sorts of things. So I'm pretty happy with this. That looks pretty good. Yeah, okay, cool. Let me just check it one more time. Yeah, that's good. We also want to have a favorite icon or fav icon, whatever it's called. That one should just be. This should just be the avatar. Which you make that as well. We're ready to close this work. That has been done now. We can do nice overlays. And with that, we can close this work. So it's already merged, so there's nothing else to do. Let's just merge or close this one. And we're ready to do the next thing. So let's just get back to this thing over here. Docker actually started, I don't know. Yes, it is. Okay.
All you gotta do is just do is just gotta do is just. All you gotta do is just.
Bounce, drop, roll, shake, bounce, drop, roll, shake, bounce, drop, roll, shake, bounce, drop, roll, shake, bounce that, drop that, work that thing, work that thing. Let me see you work that thing. Bounce that, drop that, work that thing, work that thing. Let me see you work that thing.
Okay, so we are now going to start out with doing the actual work on Fast Coach and see. Why is this one hanging there? It shouldn't be doing that. Let's ask the chat about that. Okay, another thing we want to add to the list here is we want to have a video to podcast and block converter. So what do I mean by that? I want to have it so when I've done these live recordings, if there's anything that's been learned in that live recording, I want to turn that into a short blog at the very least, right? So we have this video where we are discussing things, and so having a written version of that seems to be valuable, right? So you're just it's basically like meeting notes, but then as a blog entry instead, so you can read it instead of having to listen to my voice. And then we're going to do I was thinking of using 11 Labs to turn that into a blog or to a podcast. I don't know whether that will feel too unauthentic. I've tried 11 Labs before and I wasn't actually impressed. It doesn't really get the enthusiasm through, and it doesn't get all of the other things through. So maybe the right way to go about this would be to do something where we're having a more target topic and then discussing that, using that as a way to make sure that we create content that can be naturally clipped out as a podcast. That deserves a bit of thought at least. And then we want social media cards. Okay, let's get back and see why this doesn't work. Has it figured it out yet? Also, what's the status on my users? Oh my goodness. 24%. I don't know about you all, but for me, the new version of OpenAI is consuming far too much. Like, I need 2 or 3 subscriptions to actually keep me going for a week. The good thing is that they've been resetting all of their limit usage all of this week. So from that perspective, I'm kind of okay. But I mean, it's just insane the amount of tokens that I'm using right now. Okay, so it is a Docker issue. That was what I thought. Let's just try to restart Docker. This actually happens quite a lot to me, that Docker is just randomly crashing with the things that I'm doing. And that's a bit of a problem because the whole workflow that I'm building out is relying on... let's see. Okay, wait. Let me do this first. Hosted API. No. Okay, there we go. Let's see. /rush fastcode.io dev. Let's see if this... Oh, wait. Did we restart Docker now? I don't know. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. We'll see. Okay, we did restart it, but it seems to still get stuck. This is very frustrating. Why is Docker such a piece of garbage? Okay, I see something is fundamentally wrong with Docker. I can't even quit the bloody app. Okay. Oh wait, it did actually quit now, did it? Didn't it? What's this? Oh my goodness, that's not what we wanted. Okay, cool. Docker is running and I wish I'd bought a computer with more memory. Okay, the system is now starting up. And so unlike a lot of the things that most people are doing, they are all building this in TypeScript. So we're doing this in Rust and we're using Bazel. So Bazel is basically a build system used inside of Google, and it's really great for incremental building, which means that it's super well fit for using with agents. So when you have multiple agents building in parallel, they can use the same cache, and you have a central place where you can actually delete stuff, so you don't have built artifacts scattered all over the world, or all over your computer, that is. The downside is that using all of these strict things, like using Bazel, using Rust, and all of this, makes that the build is slower than you would have with a TypeScript build. But actually, I don't think that it's too much of an issue, because we're doing so many things at the same time now that you just start it and then you wait for it to become ready. Also, the system that I'm using, which is called Rush, is an internal system that is not quite ready yet. I mean, it still has a lot of things that I would want to improve on it. One thing I want to do at some point is just review this thing called MetalD. I hope that that would solve some of my issues, but I'm not entirely sure that it would. This one is surely taking its sweet time. How come this is going so slow? Okay, it does seem to do the things that I'm asking it for, but it's really slow. Okay, anyway. Not to worry. Hey, buddy, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. I think you're the first person that I have on one of my live streams, so it really means a lot to me. Thanks. All right, you can't imagine just how happy that makes me to hear. I'm really happy with that. So I'm working on Fast Coach today. Well, actually, I'm working on setting up all the infrastructure around what I'm doing here. So if you go to trolls.im/live, that's where I will have a calendar with all the live streams. And then I'm building out all of the different things that I need for my live stream. So I've just set up the different overlays that I have that I can use, where you can see what the next live stream is and all of these things. But then number one thing that I'm really setting up for is building out this thing called Fast Coach. So Fast Coach is a small program that I've built. And so let me see, I think I have it right here somewhere. Oh, I killed it again. Let me bring it up for you so you can see it. So a couple of months ago, well, actually not even a couple of months, a month ago, I built this thing called fastcoach.io, Fast Coach, which is a Mac app. And so if I do here Fast Coach, it will bring up this Mac app, and the app is capable of taking a YouTube channel and then taking all the videos on that YouTube channel to turn into a coaching app. So you'll see here that here's the app itself. So I have replicated a few different people. So I've replicated Mark Liu, I've replicated myself. And you can now go here and ask it about the YouTube videos that they are having. So for instance, for me, I spend a lot of time talking about AI, Rust, and how to use these things to become super efficient at using AI in a way where, give me a second here. Use AI in a way where you can get good results. So you could go and ask it, could you help me get started with AI coding? And so what this does is it has, based on my YouTube channel, it's created an index on, It's created an index of what I'm talking about on that YouTube channel, and it's now searching that knowledge and generating a answer from that. And so you see here it has references to the specific videos. So it references or it creates a summary of what I know about these things given my videos, and then it references the videos such that you can click any one of these links and get more information and actually verify that the knowledge is correct. So this is a small project that I built out to help myself tap into creators' knowledge on how they do different things. So one of the things I've done with Mark is, for instance, hear him about his philosophies around how to launch a startup in 24 hours. And the whole app here was built on that. So I started out by creating a small MVP where I could interview Mark and talk about what are the things that I need to do to actually ship an app in 24 hours. It ended up taking me a week to ship this app, but then I'm now at the point where I'm turning this into a SaaS. So I think there's not quite a product market fit here. Instead, what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to take this, turn it into a SaaS, so you could take your knowledge from your YouTube channel, turn it into a AI version of yourself that you could then integrate into your Discord channel. And so the idea here is that if you could do that, you'll have a support system for your community that will be a lot more efficient in helping them find your content and the knowledge that you have. And I've seen other companies doing something similar like this, but I think the way that I'm doing this is slightly different. So most of them are using fine-tuning for achieving something like this. I've built this out based on LLM Wiki by Kapathi, and that's the core foundation of it, which also means that you can quite easily update this over time. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions, do feel free to ask. Right, and so basically what I'm working on right now is I'm starting to make the foundation for turning this into a SaaS. And right, and what we have just done is diagnose why my underlying tool for deploying is actually not working the way it should. So it didn't start the server as I wanted it to. And I'm not sure whether it actually found the core issue of this. Oh, right. actually what I'm doing right now, I lost the thread here a bit. What I'm doing right now is just making sure that it has a good grasp of the vision of what we're building here. Because if it doesn't have the grasp of the vision of what we're building here, there's no way that I'm going to get the AI to build this. Now, one of the things that I'm spending a lot of time on is making sure that all the AI artifacts like requirements, specs, decisions that were made are captured inside of the app or inside of the repo itself. So the things that I'm teaching people is basically how do you build out a AI first repository where all of the decisions you made are there. And it should be like that if you start a completely new session, you should be able to take this and turn it into you should be able to start a completely new session, then ask the AI, what is the next logical step for this product that I'm building? And it should be able to traverse all of the decisions you've made and actually get a really good understanding on where you are, which is unlike what you see a lot of times. A lot of times, if you start from a fresh repo that isn't built out the right way with the right kind of progressive loading and all of this, it will look at the implementation and say, yeah, this is finished. But if you're careful about tracking everything that's happening, you can actually get it such that a fresh session starts really, really well on the repo. And these are the concepts that I'm working with. And while I'm doing this, I'm part of this Ship or Die community. So I'm shipping real products using these methods, talking about it, and then obviously the goal is to reach $1 million, like it always is with whatever people are building as solopreneur projects. And so there are two possible outcomes. Either I will succeed and you'll have a recipe for how to do this, or I will fail and you'll have a recipe for what not to do. So either way, I hope you'll learn something. Let's see. Okay, let's get back to this one. Okay, but we are actually coming up to the end of this live stream, and the next live stream is going to be on Monday, so I hope you'll join there as well. I am working on getting this trolls.im/live up running. It was up running before we started this, then I did some updates to it, so I've broken it now, but I'll get that working over the weekend. So feel free to check that out, and feel free to join next week. That would be great. And thank you for watching along.